introduce yourself in a few seconds. Watch, I'm gonna tell you when you live.
Okay. Talk to me. Okay.
When that blue thing goes away, you live.
What blue thing?
You're live.
Okay. Zoe Williams.
Tell him, man. Talk to him.
Zoe Williams. Come on. Zoe Williams. No. Don't worry about it. We live on Zoe Williams' YouTube page. This is going to be we're going to have a great show for you today.
What kind of show is it?
It is a sports show. We're going to get into it once we get started. We're waiting on one more person to walk into the room, and we're ready to go. We're waiting on Young H, man. You know he's slow.
Young H.
He's slow. But here's the thing. It's Unusual Suspects. I'm going to tell you all that in 2 seconds. We just waiting on my man to sit down. Once he sits down, and we good. Oh, should he sit there, though? Because then Cappy, when she comes, so where's she going to be to sit? Okay.
We only got a few seats, so people have to be swapping in and out.
Well, just put me out of, well, I don't know.
We can't put you out.
Okay. Well, we need to make sure that people are able to see her when she comes in.
Yeah, so she's going to have to take one of those middle seats. So it's just swapping in and out.
Okay. You got headphones? You got yours? Oh. He needs some headphones. Yeah, you got the wrong ones. Can he see your headphones? Yeah, they pink, but it don't matter. He just needs some headphones so we can get started. I can't hear you. He'll be good in a second. Okay. Man, say something so I can hear you.
Could have told me, man.
I didn't know you said that. See, my bad.
This V?
Yeah.
This light-skinned V?
That's her?
What's good, bro?
That's her? Okay.
I'll be right back, fellas.
Okay. We'll be ready to go.
After these messages?
We're going to have to put another seat, I guess.
Yeah. Cappy's coming in, so we'll be ready. Yeah, she just had to squeeze in.
No, you can catch her in that corner.
You know this ain't.
Huh? Okay.
Hey, where does this go? Where does mine go?
It's got to be right there.
There's only one. Oh, you get to, we got two.
Okay, can you hear? Okay, Rashad, let me see if I can hear you.
1, 2. 1, 2. Can you hear me?
I can't hear you.
Mic check.
Hey, can we check?
Can you?
Okay, no, I can hear you
Okay.
now. Hamed, go so I can see if I can hear you.
Yo,
Okay,
mine's a little hello.
don't worry about it.
Y'all put some bass in your voice.
Yo, let's go.
We hella distorted.
Hey, don't worry about that. It's time to get started. We getting ready to go.
Let's do it.
All right. Yo, sports fans, you're listening to the best show in the business, Unusual Suspects, a.k.a. us on Dash Talk. We all about sports and music. Rakim said it best. Constant elevation calls expansion. We all about the culture, so we're going to get it cracking here today. First thing I want to do is introduce who's in the building. We got the young bull, Young H.
You heard?
We got V.
What's good?
And we have the DJ, Big Ra.
They gotta wake the fuck up. You know what I'm saying? Yo, what's good? Hey, this ain't corporate America.
and
It's still early.
And I am Ansar Alameen. Some people call me the basketball whisperer. Others call me Mr. Pre-Draft, but I prefer Ansar Al.
All of that. Your name, huh?
We got a great show lined up for you. We got a special guest. We possibly have 2 special guests with a little bit of breaking news. I think it'll be something fun. But we want to kick it off and get into a conversation. The Houston Rockets right now. The Houston Rockets are the hottest team in the league. You know, is this the year that they can get past the Golden State Warriors?
Man, what's the experience like, man? Warriors been there. So, I mean, for me, they're going to have to show and prove, man, because you got 2 guys that's struggling in the second round. So,
DJ Big Rock, let me know, what do you think? Is this the year?
I'm gonna say this, man. I don't like people that can't make it out of certain rounds. I'm gonna say this. Chris Paul, everybody, we know he's a Hall of Famer, but to me, you got to get past the second round, baby. And James Harden looks like he'll be the MVP this year. The only way they get past the Warriors is if Steph Curry's ankles are just broken and shredded and he's not playing.
Okay, V, let me know what you think.
All right, so here's my take on the whole thing. I mean, At the end of the day, I think it's about who's the hungriest. And right now, I think the Warriors, after winning the championship or two, their hunger isn't quite there. Not like it was in the first championship or in the second one. Whereas Houston, I think they're hungry. I know Chris Paul is hungry.
Young Age, talk to me.
I mean, you gotta understand, man. The Warriors been here 3 years straight, so they know what it takes in the playoffs. So right now, I mean, they're relaxing. They're getting ready. They're preparing physically and mentally. So we might think they're not ready or ain't got their mind right, but I don't think that first seed mattered to them. So I think they're just preparing to for the playoffs. To be honest.
I personally wonder what the hell V is smoking. Hunger?
DJ Big Rod, talk to us.
Hunger? Let me tell you something, man.
Tell me.
You got collectively 3 of the greatest shooters in basketball history all on one team.
Mm-hmm.
You got Mr. Defense in the paint.
Yeah.
Draymond Green got an answer for Clint Capella. Now, my question to you is this. James Harden, he's Mr. Instant Offense, okay?
Yeah.
Let him and KD. What you got for Clay and Steph?
Well, right now, Clay hurt.
I'm saying in Houston, he ain't going to be hurt through the playoffs. It ain't.
But hold on. When people come back from an injury, they ain't always the same.
Okay.
Not right in the beginning.
Well, depending on how bad the injury is. I mean, because if
I'm
it's
just going with right now, he's out. So he gonna be back.
But the playoffs ain't happening right now. You got to go.
Hey, well, people are just sitting back and relaxing.
Okay, let's assume
they're getting ready.
Let's assume everybody's healthy. Do you think that the Houston Rockets got a snowflake's chance in hell of beating the Warriors?
Yeah, I think they'll win a game or two for sure. Like I said, I'm gonna go back to our last time we had this conversation. If they're starting out in Houston, I think they definitely gonna win 1 or 2 games. Definitely.
We got Onyx. We got
We
Dreams.
understand
We
understand
got
about
V Live.
We understand.
We got
about
all that.
But here's the thing. Here's something I want you guys to think about real quick. The 2004-2005 Phoenix Suns, coached by D'Antoni, they were the number 1 seed. They were the same situation. They had the MVP, league MVP, in Steve Nash. They had a lot of guys, and they lost in the conference final. So what makes you think that this team can get over the hump? Like, what makes you think that this year is going to be different from all the other years with D'Antoni? V.
Okay, we're gonna go back to Dan. If that famous hip check wouldn't have happened and Stoudemire might have came off the bench, where would they be?
You talking about a hip check. We talking about what actually happened. They
Hold
lost
on,
the game.
I know they lost the
Okay,
game.
okay.
But that hip check changed the outcome of that series. Because who didn't play the next game?
So you think? So this is V is saying that a
Yeah,
hip check.
I'm saying, hell yeah.
Hey, man.
Hey, listen, man.
Hold on.
If was the fifth, we'd all
I
get
got-
caught.
I gotta say this. They just
Go ahead,
ran
Pete.
that on TV the other day. That dang hip check. That might have been the difference in the Suns winning the championship that year over the Spurs.
Man.
I'm gonna
Hey,
be
young
honest.
age, go.
I'm gonna be honest with you, man. D'Antoni, offensive genius in the regular season. In the playoffs, I don't think his teams are built to defend that well. So, I mean, he hasn't really proven himself in the playoffs as far as winning a championship, getting out of the second round consistently. We see what he does and what kind of position he puts his players in. James Harden, MVP this season, we're assuming. Steve Nash, 2-time MVP under that same structure. So he's great at that. But I think it's good for the long, boring regular season.
Now, I want to make a quick point. The one thing about you talk about teams, and we all know that it's 2 seasons. You got the regular season and you got the postseason. So the Golden State Warriors right now, they're beat up, they're hurt. Some people say they're playing coy. Some people say, hey, man, they're not as hurt as you think they are. They just don't want to sit people out. They don't want to have the league coming at them, say, hey, man, why you resting players? Why you doing this? So they're using injuries. So they're playing coy. So now the one thing that I look at is you have championship teams. Championship teams. They don't need the 1 seed. They like, hey, man, I don't care what seed I got. The only thing that I got to do is be ready to play. And I think that when they get into the playoffs, they're not motivated for the regular season. The Rockets are motivated for the regular season. They've been there 3 years in a row. This will be the 4th year if they're able to make it. So they're like, hey, man, we don't care about the regular season. You take that, and we want to see what happens in the playoffs when we all sit down, and they know what it feels like. DJ Big Rock.
I'm going to just say this. Who coaches the Rockets? Mike D'Antoni. Who's going to be the MVP? James Harden, right? Am I saying the names right?
No, you're not.
Why not? Okay, what you got in Golden State? You got Durant, you got Draymond. Mike D'Antoni and James Harden. See, in Houston, there's no D. I left that out. I left that all the way out. And defense wins championships, bro.
And actually,
That's true.
Actually, DJ Big Rock, the Rockets are playing defense this year. They are a much better defensive team this year. And go
Is
ahead.
Harden playing defense?
Oh, he's playing a
Harden
little better.
definitely
Or
stepped it
he's
up.
definitely playing a little better.
Or is their offense, great offense, the result of a good
No,
defense?
they're
You
playing-
gotta
you
play
got-
some
you got-
defense in the NBA. You can't just win on just offense alone.
In the regular season,
You
I
got to
think
get
you
some
can.
stops.
Well, until you win, you ain't won. Chris Paul is not a winner. He's never won nothing on no level. James Harden, same way. I'll wait.
So now, I wanna say something else about D'Antoni. You know, I've heard it said in this room here in a few minutes that we've been here about James Harden being the MVP. You know what I mean? Mike D'Antoni said that James Harden was the best offensive player he's ever seen in his life. Mike D'Antoni's been in the league for maybe 30 years. You know, do you think that he is that? You know what I mean? You said, young age, you said, hey, he's going to be the MVP. Do you think that he should be the MVP over LeBron James? Young age.
Absolutely. The things that he's doing this season, when it comes to scoring, the efficiency, how he scores, along with assisting the basketball, man, I don't think it's too many people in the league that's performing at the level he's performing. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you look at his stat line, it's 40, 12, and 8. 40, 10, and 10. You know what I'm saying? So his numbers are historic. And to be able to do that and take the number 1 seed, I think the award has to be consistent. And D'Antoni, saying that might be a reach, but
No,
you
that's
know.
more than a reach.
well, I mean, look at the numbers.
Best player of all.
No,
he's ever
best
seen?
best scorer.
I thought
He
he
said
said
best
best
scorer.
scorer.
He said best scorer.
And
Best
James could give it to you how you want. Instant offense, immediately.
I'm going to say this.
DJ Big Rock.
MVP, as I once heard it from some good basketball friends of mine, goes to the best player on the best team. Is James Harden a better player than Kevin Durant? No, he's not. Is he a better player than LeBron James? No, he's not. This year, he's having a great season. He 100% deserves the MVP. All right, he's the MVP for this year. And I'm going to say this. I love James Harden. But when we were just talking about him and then Golden State, you know.
Well, I want to say this. I want to say this about that. The season that LeBron James is having, and I know it's his 15th season and it's great, but what he's doing on the court is crazy. He's averaging, what, if I'm not mistaken, he's averaging 3 less points. He's averaging 4 more assists and like 4 more rebounds.
Career highs and rebounds in the season.
Career highs and all this, and he's shooting over 50% from the field. LeBron James is averaged a triple-double for the whole month of February. Like, what LeBron is doing at this moment is unreal.
LeBron James is the greatest basketball player ever, Jordan included. I said it. Fight it.
Man, well, LeBron James, what he's doing, what it looked like is scary. It's 15 years in. And mind you, not only 15, let's just say 17. He's in the finals 8 years straight.
2 years of extra game.
And he's deep in the playoffs every year. So
He's deep in the play. He's in the championship.
He's in
well,
every
8
year.
years. Okay, well, he's been in 15. So the other half, he was either in the conference finals.
So more than half of his career, he's in the finals.
Yeah, and what he's doing, his body, like he told Ansar, like, this is the best he's felt. It's 15 years in. That's crazy.
15 years in, and every summer he puts $1 million into his body. Now, some people are
Baller.
running around here saying that he's on PEDs and he's doing all this crazy stuff, but that's not true.
He is on
just-
PEDs.
He's not
practice,
on PEDs.
Practice every day,
I'll
non-stop.
take that. I'll
That's
take
the
that.
best
Anything other
PED.
than that, we're not rolling
No,
with that.
He's
practice every day.
Go ahead.
PED.
He's
Go,
taking something.
V, go
It may
ahead.
not be PEDs. He may be taking CBD.
He
but
taking his time
something.
on the court.
What makes you think it? Why would you say that, V?
Just from the knowledge that I have and what most athletes are doing, because when CBD came out, right, if it's on the hemp side, a lot of people, it's undetected. One, because they extract out all the THC. But what it does is it's anti-inflammatory. So you can rub that on your knees, your ankles, your arms, anywhere on your body to help you recover. And
DJ Big Rock.
First off, I ain't never seen him hurt. First off,
You
so
don't get
when you
hurt.
say help recover, what did that have to do with a jumper from 28 feet or an assist? So do
But you gotta
CBDs
run.
help?
Hold on, you got to be able
You
to
have
run.
to physically be able to do those things.
Jumping
So
up and
you
down.
telling me if I go get some of what California's greatest commodity is, extract the oil and rub it on my knee, I'm all of a sudden Steve Austin. I'm $6 million.
I wouldn't say you would be able to extract the oil.
You got- you
but
gotta have
it's a
something behind
process.
it.
Wait
It's
a
a process.
Wait a minute, so
It's a process.
I said so. Wait a
John
minute,
had
V.
flashbacks.
Wait a minute, V. Hey, you can get that one. And no weed.
This is what I'm gonna say. I that is my guy. I'm standing by my guy. He's not doing anything illegal. He's doing everything the right way. So I'm rolling with that.
I say something. One thing.
Go ahead, DJ Big Bro.
Courtney Alexander a long time ago told me he was out with Michael Jordan, and they was out till like 4 in the morning. Jordan left with a police escort, right? They had shoot around at 10 o'clock. They got there, Jordan left at 4 in the morning. Courtney and them got to the gym at about 9:30, and Jordan had been there since 8 and just warming up. Then he participated in the shoot around at 10. And, when you do things with that type of vigor, you're going to be greater than everybody. LeBron, in my personal opinion, and some things I know, he does that. He works, man.
No, we're not disputing his work ethic. All I'm saying is you have to feed your body something.
Food.
He is feeding his body
Water.
something.
It's
He is-
more than food, though.
No, he
okay,
is.
Hold on, I know that. But let me say this.
Okay.
How many people who've played basketball have experienced knee pops? I ain't ever met anybody that ain't experienced no kind of knee pop, no kind of nothing.
He puts
Ankle
a million.
sprains, nothing.
How many
sprained
people
his
you know
ankle?
that put $1 million in their body?
That's what I'm gonna
Even
say.
if you put $1 million, you gon' come on. You not.
Well, I don't know.
You
He
gonna have to
puts-
experience something.
Here we go. He puts $1 million in his body. That's what I'm going to say. But we're going to take a quick break. But when we come back, we're going to talk about the NFL draft. 1, 2, 3, 4, all possible quarterbacks. We'll be right back. Unusual Suspects, Dash Talk.
Yeah.
So we're going to go. She here? No, it's just going to be quick. Yeah. Don't hit the table.
Oh, I was hitting that.
V was like, bow, bow.
Yeah. She here?
You got any kids?
Okay, yeah. Just grab her and then we come right
Don't
back.
have
We're
none
going
yet,
right
'cause
back
you
into
gonna
it.
knock them all the way through the wall.
I ain't even hear it on there.
Yeah, I heard it.
Yeah.
I hit it. Man, Bron ain't on no.
He ain't on no drugs.
It's not dope. That's the thing. CBD
What is
not-
legal?
It's legal nationwide. It was approved.
No, so what I'm saying is, how is he like?
So what I'm saying, like, okay, I'll give you examples on the muscle relief. So a lot of athletes use. They started using it in UFC.
No, so what I'm saying is, he ain't on nothing that everybody else ain't got access to.
No, everybody has access to it. Whether people are using it or not is a different thing.
Well, he better. Everybody else better catch up.
Catch
But
up.
the issue is you have to get it.
Come on. Once you're ready, we're going. He'll come back in. We're good. Yep, we're getting ready to start. Okay. You signing in? Good.
Yeah. Got on my greatest fighter in the world shirt.
Ready? Okay. I know. We getting ready to go right now.
What's up,
Yeah, they
YouTube?
just been talking.
Shout out to YouTube.
Zoe Williams.
What's up, Zoe?
Zoe's the plug,
Zoe talking
man.
about the PEDs, man.
Zoe,
You
my
know my
life.
man LeBron ain't on no PEDs.
I told you practice every day.
LeBron on,
That's the only
LeBron on
PD.
that Dr. Sabi diet.
Doctor say that's what it is.
He on that,
Man,
You don't know
Dr.
nothing
Sabi
about that.
was 90 dunking.
He on that Dick Gregory.
Y'all ready?
Yes.
Let's
Get
go.
ready. If you're just tuning in, you tuning into the Unusual Suspects on Dash Talk.
Yeah.
We back.
Yes,
we
sir.
got in the house. We got V.
What up?
We got Young H.
You heard?
We got DJ Big Rock.
Young H is waking up. V, you got to get up, baby.
I need that yak.
I'm calm. I'm like this.
He using his light skin privilege.
Here we go. Here we go. The NFL draft. Right now it's being talked about the number 1, number 2, number 3, and number 4 teams in the draft all taking quarterbacks. You know what I mean? I've thought about this and I look at Saquon Barkley as the best player in the draft, but he's probably not going to get drafted until the 4th or maybe 5th pick if he gets lucky. So I want to know,
Lucky.
what do you guys think about that? So I'm going to kick this question off. with DJ Big Rock.
Let me tell you something. Lucky, I'm going to say this. If the Cleveland Browns do not pick Saquon Barkley number 1, in the words of Dennis Green when he had on that Arizona Cardinal hat, they are who we thought they were. They stupid. You got to pick Barkley. You
But-
got to pick Barkley.
DJ Big Rock, here, I understand that, but here's the thing. They're looking at it like they need a point guard. I mean, a point guard. They need a quarterback.
That's
so
the
they're
point guard
going
on
to
the
take.
field.
So they're going to take Sam Darnold number 1, right? So now moving into number 2 will be either Arizona or Buffalo Bills, because they need quarterbacks as well. So now number 3, the Jets have already moved into the spot. So they've already there. So we're looking at like the 1, 2, 3, and 4 could possibly all be quarterbacks. And Denver are talking about Denver's talking about switching places with Cleveland, so they could take a quarterback at 4.
Cleveland got to agree to Denver to switch places. They just can't switch places. It ain't
They'll
like skipping
trade
line.
assets. They'll move down one spot and trade assets.
Cleveland, he got.
If Cleveland don't pick
we
Saquon
go
Barkley
again.
number 1, Cleveland is they're going to be 0-16 again and again and again.
So my question. So what does Cleveland really need? That's what it's gonna come down to.
They need 53 players.
That man with
they
the
don't.
beard.
They do not need 53 players. Cleveland they made some really good moves.
They did.
They signed Landry, who's a great wide receiver.
receiver,
They signed the kid from San Francisco, the running back from San Francisco. They just signed him.
They got Josh,
they got Josh Jordan.
Josh Chronic, we gonna
Josh
call him.
Gordon,
Yeah,
Josh Gordon, and then they signed Tyrod Taylor.
that's why they need a running back. Tyrod is. If you got Josh Gordon, you got the kid from. If you got all that in place, you can live.
Wait a minute. How good is the kid that the running back they just picked up?
Hyde. They got Carlos Hyde.
Carlos
and
Hyde from
he's
San Francisco.
serviceable, man. Come on, man. You better grab that boy out of Penn State and quit playing with yourself.
I mean, I definitely got to agree with that. I mean, even if you here's the thing, and we've been going over it, right? In NFL history, you have two draft classes where you have great quarterbacks, where you have 3 possible 4 great quarterbacks. That would be the 1983 draft and the 2004 draft.
Right.
So never have you have quarterbacks go 1, 2, 3, and 4.
Never had you had quarterback go 1, 2, 3. The best you got was 6 1-2s. That's it. You had 1, 2, 1, 2. Never 3 in a row.
So this quarterback class, they believe, will be as good as the 84 class, which had John Elway, Dan Marino, Jim Kelly, Tony Eason. The 2004 class, they have Phillip Rivers, Eli Manning, Ben Roethlisberger, and Matt Schaub.
Now, did Tony Eason go to the Super Bowl with the Patriots?
Tony Eason did.
That's what I'm saying, man.
He got
Sam,
obliterated in the Super Bowl
by the Bears.
By the Bears.
Sam
yes.
Darnold, no, they're coming out of. They're not built like that.
It
You know.
depends on the system. that they playing.
And look where they potentially are going. To the Jets, the Browns. Come on, man. Whoever goes to the Broncos, whatever quarterback goes to the Broncos, got a shot. Yeah. But the rest of them guys, come on, man. They going to the Super Bowl, and I'm getting ready to go slam dunk a basketball with LeBron James and James Harden on me at 5'8". That's about the chances they got it going, man. Grab Saquon Barkley, the last great player only great player in Cleveland Browns history outside of Ozzie Newsome. His name was Jim Brown. He was a running back.
Too. He gonna bring some fans in the stands too.
Yes, he will.
For sure.
I mean, the kid is clearly the best player in the draft. And
he's different.
I know
sure.
Sam Darnold, Sam Darnold is young. He only had 24 starts.
So who's going to be their quarterback if they
got Tyrod Taylor.
Okay. I mean, if they feel they can bank on him.
Tyrod Taylor went to the playoffs this year.
Yes,
and
he
the
did.
Buffalo Bills had not been to the playoffs since, 2000? Something like that?
Something like that.
Since Jim Kelly wore a uniform?
The Bills are built a little different than the Browns.
What do you mean?
Well, they're a way better team than the Browns. Are they not?
But how do you get better? You got to get players to get better.
Well, yeah, but that was over the years.
Uh-huh.
So I'm saying just because you take, what's his name?
Tyrod Taylor,
and put him on the Browns, they still got some other holes they need to fill.
Like what?
I don't think that he's going to be that quarterback that they need. That point guard.
With the requisite assets that they are putting in place, the guy can at least. They won, let me see, 0 games last year?
0 games.
At that point, if they want to win more games,
did you see his combine?
If they get Saquon Barkley.
Saquon's.
No, I didn't see his
Saquon
combine. I just saw him play at Penn
Go.
State.
Go ahead.
You look at that Saquon Barkley combine, you're going to feel a totally different way.
I saw him play during the year with Penn State. That's one of my teams.
If you get Saquon Barkley and you have Tyrod Taylor in that run, listen, man, they'll be in wild card contention. And I hate the Browns because I'm from Pittsburgh, and I hate the Browns, but I'm not going to lie. They will be in playoff contention quicker than any team in the top 5.
They added Todd Haley as well, a great offensive coordinator. He came from Pittsburgh, where he had the #1 offense in the league. Why in the world would they get rid of him? Why would they fire Todd Haley, who was he had the #1 offense in football?
First
and he
off,
came over to Cleveland, and now they're going to win some games.
Hey, man, you need to look up the word fire. He did not get fired. His contract was up. They just didn't bring him back. He's not fired. Stop it.
Okay.
He had Antonio Brown.
Yes.
Le'Veon, let me start that all over.
Okay.
He had the best receiver in football over the last I don't know how long, Antonio Brown.
Mm-hmm.
The best running back in football, most productive, a Hall of Fame quarterback, and in the 2 and 3 Juju and those guys. Come on, man, look what he had. Me or you could have coached that team, and we'd have had the #1 offense. It ain't like, he was Phil Jackson.
For the record, Todd Haley.
Without championship.
Hold on. For the record, Todd Haley, I could not have done the job that you did in Pittsburgh. You did an amazing job, regardless of what these people here may believe. Great job.
Regardless if they fired you.
Regardless if they fired you.
Y'all gonna make me say something. Man, fuck Todd Haley.
See what I'm saying? That's what we're talking about. That's the problem.
You got 4th and inches twice in a playoff game, a 6'6" quarterback, and you don't sneak it. Shut up, Todd.
They were going up against the best defensive lineman in football.
6'6", 4th and inches. They don't know when you're going to snap the ball. All the dude had to do was fall forward. Come on, man. Cut that out twice.
Okay.
And we put up 45. And you
exactly.
He's heard about that.
The offense put up 45.
Yeah, you can see that.
Oh no, I'm not hurt.
He bad
decision, man.
Hold on. The offense put up 45.
Answer.
And the offensive coordinator gets fired.
Answer. You're the point guard right now.
Yes,
Let me just
sir.
ask a question.
Shoot.
Check this out. 4th and inches. You got a 6'6" Hall of Fame QB. Would you quarterback sneak it? Not the first time. Let's just because he ran it outside. Calais Campbell was there to just shut that down.
6'6" monster.
Would you attempt to? I'm just saying. What would you do? QB sneak.
QB sneak. Have him jump over the line.
Yeah.
How about
So you don't think that they would anticipate that? So they was trying to do something tricky?
Tricky quarterback sneak is not a trick play.
That's what I'm saying.
I mean, at the end of the day,
We had a trick ass offensive
it's on
coordinator.
him to make his move. So they can't go till he go.
Okay.
Huh?
on offense.
That's my point.
Quarterback sneak. They can't
It's
do that.
common
There
sense.
you go.
Okay, I'm with you. Okay, I'm with you. We don't have a problem. We're good. So, okay, so we're good. Don't worry about it. We will
He's
jump
big,
back into
man.
that later.
Fuck Todd Haley.
We can still feel the energy that he has. We can still feel it. But we're gonna take a.
I'm gonna say one thing before we take this
Go
break.
ahead.
Todd Haley has never taken Steelers to the Super Bowl. We've been to 3 in the last 12 years without him. He had the best offense, and you can't get to the Super Bowl. You gotta go.
Okay, we're gonna take a quick break. But when we come back, we're gonna find out what Manu Ginobili said about his teammate, and we're gonna introduce a special guest. So we'll be right back. Unusual Suspects Talk.
And we still on YouTube.
Y'all still keep talking.
We had a whole little segment about
James Harden,
But now, Mama,
What, the MVP?
the MVP. Facts.
are they gonna beat the Golden State Warriors?
Wrong. No.
You're not buying that.
You think they're gonna beat the Warriors?
Nah, but I know for sure it's gonna be a dogfight.
Oh,
Yeah.
Well, okay, it's gonna be a dog fight. First
Trying
off,
to say like it wasn't.
hold on. Here's what I'm gonna say.
What?
The Rockets got to get out the second round. Let's start with that.
Well, that's CP history.
Somebody thank you.
I'm just saying,
Thank
I'm
you.
not saying
You
that
gotta
it's
get out the
bad,
second
though.
round.
But
No, it's
love
terrible.
CP,
You can love CP, but you gotta get out the second round,
Tricky
baby.
great.
I'm just saying. Like,
CP is a lot.
CP's a tricky great, man.
CP's a lot like Tracy McGrady.
CP
Great
got
player.
help. He
Don't
has
disrespect
help
Mac.
now.
Don't disrespect
Mac.
Hold on, man.
We
How
can't
many?
count
How many?
OKC though. We can't count.
How many?
Hey, we're
I like
gonna
it.
talk
Now
about
we
that.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
How many playoff games did T Mac play in? 14?
He
15?
played. He
didn't get out the
he
second.
didn't get out the second round.
Did
The only
he get
time
out the
did was
first?
when
One time. He only got the first
He
one time.
got out with San Antonio. He never got out.
Oh well, he
as
didn't
him
play.
as the ball.
He didn't play in
Yeah.
San
You
Antonio.
got headphones?
I
Okay,
can
you
hear-
good?
Yeah.
Okay.
I can hear anyway.
So they gotta share the microphone?
Yeah, but she,
Okay.
I can hear.
Yeah, man. Oh, this CP3, and
He got help.
For sure.
He's not doing it by himself.
we will see. We will see.
Look what he pulled from under the table.
There you go.
Y'all gonna act like saints, huh?
like you motherfucking say.
Hey, one more time. One more time.
What was that movie? Oh, so you were the motherfucking saying? Come on, man. What was that? Cadillac Records?
Cadillac Records.
Hey,
that's
man,
my
I
favorite
love that
movie,
guy.
man.
Whatever his name is, I don't even know that actor's name.
Man,
Peoples
he the
Hernandez.
He the man.
Martin Luther the King.
Dude. Yes.
Muhammad Ali's brother.
Yeah,
I
he
love
was
that guy,
great.
man. I love him. He's from Great Britain, and he's doing a commercial swinging a golf club in all Native American United States English.
Yes.
That's crazy. But yeah, CP3, hey man, you got some splaining to do, baby. If you don't get out this second round, and I live in Houston, let's just let that be known.
He gonna
He
be
looks
sick.
good though. He looks.
All right.
It's great.
They're gonna get
He
out the
look good
second
every
round.
year until.
Nah, he
Till
really
the second
looks good,
round.
though.
They're
He
gonna
look-
get, Houston is gonna get out the second round.
I ain't looking at it. He looks good until the second round.
Yeah, they gonna get out the second. For
Yeah.
sure.
It's a
Oh, Kawhi Leonard come back and shatter
He
everybody's
gotta go- he
dreams.
gotta cut his hair off.
He holding on.
He-
He's joining the team.
Holding
That's
on.
Call CP. Tell him,
He
come
got
on
to do
home.
it. He got to do it.
Holding on.
It looks good on him though. I like it.
Yeah.
What the?
You started it? Okay, don't worry about it. We back. We back. We got a special guest in the building. We got a player that I would love to play against one of my friends because he personally believes that he can beat any female basketball player. And if I had to choose one, I would probably choose her because I know that she would cross him all the way to the ground. I need it to happen. I know he's going to listen to this show. And
What's
when
his
he hear
name?
it, Ejon Feldier. When he listens to this show, I want him to know that she would cross him to the ground. No problems. It's easy. All right? Cappy Poindexter, she's here, man. And I need her to cross him if he ever come to L.A. How you doing, Cappy?
Hey, how are you?
I'm good. We here, and we're gonna talk about this next about this next topic. But I really want you to weigh in on this one because you are, a WNBA player, so you know what it is in the locker room. You know all that stuff, but I really want you to know that I'm serious because he's watching this. That he would get crossed to the ground because he said, "Can't no female player do nothing with him." So I need, if it ever happened, I need him to get crossed completely to the ground. All right.
Oh, I have to check my schedule to see where I'm at, what court I'm playing at. My bad.
Come closer to the mic. Come closer to the mic.
Yeah, please, Booker. Okay, so here we go. Manu Ginobili, he said, man, we got to treat this situation like Kawhi is not coming back. Kawhi Leonard, he's out with a quad injury, and they're like, we just got to move on like he's not going to be here. And then a day later, they had a team meeting, imploring him was the word that they used to come back and join the team. And you as a player, if it was, I would like for you to look at it in two ways. You as the player, and you like, I'm coming off of an injury, and I don't believe that the organization went about this the right way. And then the other side of you as a teammate to somebody, and you're there are, I think, 3 games. There are 3 games up in the Western Conference. So, with 11 games left, if anything can happen, they can end up out of the playoffs. So I'm just wondering, what would be your thoughts on it from those different standpoints?
I mean, Ginobili, he said the right thing, because it's like, in basketball, it's not just the game, it's a business as well. So it's driving the sport in a whole different direction when you say the right things for the public to understand the business side of it. So I think he did the right thing, in terms of Kawhi's mindset. I've been there before because I can say when I was in Europe, I had a torn MCL, a partial torn MCL. I had no idea. They just told me that it was something totally different. So I'm sitting out, but I'm paying attention to my body because I think that's the most important thing as an athlete. The doctors can say all these great things, but at the end of the day, like, you got to listen to your body. So I chose to play in the month, but even to this day, I can tell that it was something wrong. They lied to me.
So you think, Kawhi's only played 7 games this year, so you think he's in the right?
He played 9.
9 games this year.
He has to listen to his body because at the end of the day, like, he's young. He still has a long career ahead of him. He has to do what's right for him right now. Like, everybody can say all these cool things or these bad things, but at the end of the day, like, he has to be smart about his choices when he's making a decision to come back and play or not. He just has to listen to himself, get in a quiet room, shut everybody out, and just make the decision from his heart.
So you wouldn't let your teammates, the pressure of them, hey, man, we need you, we need you, we need you.
I mean, are they like that when I'm signing a contract? I don't think so, so no.
There it is. There it is. Young Gabe, talk to me, what do you think about the subject?
I'm going to be honest. I feel like Kawhi Leonard is playing it safe. I don't think he really wants to be in San Antonio anymore. I think from the season he had last year, he know he can go to a major market and get that endorsement money, that marketing money, along with the max NBA deal. So along with his ailing injury, because I definitely feel like he can play, and of course, it may be some discomfort when you start, but I think he's letting that discomfort discourage him. You know what I mean? Because whenever you come back from an injury, you're gonna be a little, psychologically, you're gonna be a little off. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I broke my foot. When I started playing, I favored my foot so much. It wasn't even hurting. Just in my mind, I'm like, I don't want to break it again. You know what I'm saying? So I definitely think he has that in the back of his mind. But like I said, man, he's trying to get that big market money, if you ask me. And I ain't nothing wrong with that. But that's what I think he's trying to do for sure.
Yeah, I'm going to just say this. Like, when I dunked on Larry Bird back then.
Oh, man, what is this?
And that was a lie.
I 100% agree with H, man. Like, throughout time, especially us, African-American athletes, we have always been loyal to situations that haven't been loyal to us. And now that we have the power, and he got star power, go get your money. Forget what they telling you because he's going to make it. And, he needs to be in another. If he doesn't want to be in San Antonio, what are you going to get? Taco Cabana commercials? Coca-Cola and Dell Computers and Microsoft is way better than Taco Cabana, man. That's all they got in San Antonio. So, yeah, get off of I-10 unless you head west to L.A. or New York. But he's big money, man. And I wouldn't take that chance either, man.
He might be coming to L.A.
He's
San Antonio actually might give that money to him. You know what I mean? He might have the best contract in league history.
Oh, San Antonio gonna max him.
But the problem with it, you're right, they can give it to him, but if he doesn't trust the doctors, and you look at the situation, what's going on in Boston, and what happened with Isaiah Thomas, and now what's going on with Kyrie Irving, you look at it like, man, I gotta play it safe. You know what I mean?
They fired that whole staff, man.
Maybe he do come to LA. You know what I mean? Cappy, you guys have a great medical staff over there. So he come to LA and see what he can get.
I hear LeBron's coming to LA, so I mean
everybody's coming to LA. Let's do it. Everybody come to LA. You know what I mean? V, talk to me. What do you think?
I mean, at the end of the day, I think Kawhi got to do what's best for him. I mean, at the end, it is a business, but if he's not comfortable with it, then he don't need to come back. It's his decision, right? It's his decision.
I'm just laughing because you so smooth, man. I'm just saying. If he want to come back, dig.
Yeah,
He's so smooth. Man.
That's that St. Louis in me, man.
You from the Lou?
Yeah.
Up there?
Yeah, up there.
Oh, he was
Vashon, Soldan.
With that being said, we're going to take a quick break. But when we come back, we'll talk about Oklahoma. We'll talk about the OKC Thunder and see what do people think about them. Do they think they can be trusted in the playoffs? We'll be right back. Unusual Suspects Dash Talk.
Melo, what's up?
Can't be missing free throws.
I need Melo to get. I need Melo to get about this.
V so smooth. He from the Lou.
I need a drink. That's what I need.
Where that Remy at?
No. It's Friday night.
Oh, it is Friday night. Do I stay in LA?
So what was we saying earlier? We got to go back to that.
The LeBron?
No, the Browns. You said wow.
And the Browns would be idiots. If they take Saquon Barkley, I said this year they will be in the wild card hunt at least. You got to think. There's only, listen, man.
I pulled it up.
You got 4 division winners.
Here we go. You got your Steelers.
They going to win that division.
You got they're all in the same AFC North.
I know.
Steelers
are going to
Ravens.
win that division.
You got the Ravens. You got the Bengals. Bengals.
Steelers the only team out that division this year that made the playoffs. Let's just start with that. You had the Patriots and the Bills. Those two. 6 teams make it. Jaguars and Titans made it, and the Chiefs made it. Okay. Hey man, the Browns can win 8-9 games and be on wild card hunt. I ain't say they was gonna make it.
But next year that won't be happening.
Yes, it will.
You don't think the Raiders are gonna be better?
No, they'll be about 2-3 games better. They're not gonna win that division. Do you see what Andy Reid just did?
That's a Missouri.
Pat
out there in Missouri doing good things.
Pat McCombs.
They got Chucky though. The Raiders are back.
Yeah, but Chucky don't play. He coaches.
He say he don't play. He coaches.
Chucky don't play. Hey, man, they got Chucky. Yeah, they also got rid of Chucky with their disloyal self. Owing him money.
With that being
Pittsburgh
said,
need to give Rashad a job.
with that being said, hey, no, don't do that. Not to him. Okay, I thought don't do that.
What do you say?
I thought he was agreeing with you. No, I don't want no agreements over there. All right, Cap, you ready? Yeah. Okay. Unusual Suspects, Dash Talk, we back. The last segment, we're going to talk about OKC. I want to know, do you trust these guys? Do you trust Russ? Do you trust Melo? Do you trust these guys?
You sound like political. Do you trust
Do
Russ?
you trust them?
Is
You
your
gotta
fellow
figure out if
Melo.
You trust them. Cap, I want to hear what you think. Do you trust what do you think? Do you trust what they're going to do in the playoffs? We know in the regular season, but in the playoffs, what do you think about them?
I trust them. I had the opportunity to play with Melo this summer, and we had some great conversations. And honestly, I told him like, you have to take it back to the time when you was in Syracuse. There has to be a mindset. So I think he has that great opportunity in OKC to be a stretch 4. And you have to think about when a game slows down in the playoffs, how many people can guard him?
None.
So how far you think they could get?
That depends on Mr. Wynot himself. Obviously he's the snake. He's the head of the snake, and he knows that. So he goes as they go. They go as he go.
Second round, conference playoffs. What you got?
Ooh.
I mean, Kobe and Jordan not playing, so I really don't.
Kobe and Jordan not playing. Young Gage, talk to me. What do you think?
Before I start,
So you guys started about what? 7, 8 minutes after he hit the record button?
Uh-huh.
You got left.
Okay. Okay.
55.
Let's go.
right.
Young
Interrupt
Gage.
this program to
Yeah.
make a special announcement.
Zoe Williams interrupted us.
This young lady?
Yes, we
Yeah,
introduced
sure.
her.
You
Y'all
sleep.
gave her some time to burn?
Yes.
Okay.
We still going.
All right, get about it.
Live now, are you?
Yes, we are.
You,
You didn't take a break?
what's the
We
name
been
of that?
took-
Yeah,
got
we
back
been
from
we
a
came
break.
back from the break
What was the name of that movie?
Nanosecond breaks?
because I knew we
What's
ain't
the
had
childish
much
game? So
time.
look, get out.
Okay. Unusual
sleep.
Suspects dash talk. You know, I mean, we got interrupted real quick, but that's okay. Now we back. Young Gage. We talking about OKC and do we trust them in the playoffs? Young Gage.
First of all, I'm biased. Melo's my favorite player. Me and Russ grew up together. But when it comes to the playoffs, I think OKC is going to surprise some people. Even though they struggle and they're inconsistent in the regular season, I think just like Cap said, the ability for them to slow the ball down and really play through Melo in the post at times, whether they run screen and roll with Russ and Melo cause a switch, Melo's really showed a different level of maturity. He's not looking for a shot first. He's making an extra pass. So I think, in a playoff game where it's a lot more grimy, playing out of Melo in the post, which we know he's unguardable in the post, so you have to double. I think if they play the right way and Billy Donovan over there figure out that sub pattern and offset Melo minutes, and there'll be a problem for sure.
Yes.
DJ Big Rod, talk to me.
I'm going to agree with the brilliance of Young H. And I'm going to go ahead and call it right now. Guess what? It's not going to be the Rockets and the Warriors in the finals. I think OKC somebody's going to get upset
Say it with
in the
your chest.
second round. I'm calling it right now. And when I come back during the third round of the playoffs and say, listen, man, rewind the tape. I had to say rewind because black people don't say wind the tape back. Go get me something out the refrigerator. Remember that time? There's a in front of all those words that we never use.
Yes.
I'm going to just say, remember this day. Remember the day y'all faced the Titan. And it's not going to be Houston and Golden State. Somebody getting upset. I'm going to leave it at that.
Okay.
Fact.
V, talk to me.
Shout out to Big Baby. I'm gonna go back to what he said. It depends on if they got that dog in their eyes.
Yes.
Because if they don't got that dog in their eyes, I don't see them going. I don't see them going no finals. I don't see no upset. I don't know what the hell I see.
Yeah, they got 3 closers, man.
I know they got 3 closers.
I've never seen Russell Westbrook, Carmelo Anthony without a all-out Kane Corso in their eyes. I've never seen them without that.
I just said it depends on if they got that dog. It
Do you go with that?
depends.
You don't think Russ got no
This is all
dog?
ifs.
You
I ain't,
talking-
hold on, no, I ain't say.
Well,
I
don't-
said they. See, there's a they.
Okay, so
That's
you
talking about all of them. I
you-
ain't say one. It takes all of them. It's not gonna just take one. Am
go
I
through
right
that
or wrong?
lineup, man. They got a team full of dogs.
Hey,
They got
man.
Corey Brewer looking like he just did something weird before he played. They got Steven Adams looking like he should be on some movie being, what I'm
A
saying?
rugby player
Come on,
type
man.
of cat.
They got Melo closer. They got Russ, he already excited off the bump.
I
gonna be-
I agree with you. I think it's going to be crazy, but the one thing that scares me is Russ, as great as he is, he hasn't been able to get over the hump when it comes to winning, and not from a standpoint of personal, I can get it done personally, but from a standpoint of, okay, how do I make sure my team gets everything going? You know what I mean? Like, I personally believe, and I could be wrong, and when they played against Miami in the finals, I thought if you switched Chris Paul with Russ, I thought they would have won that series just because Chris Paul understood how to get everybody else going. Russ knows how to get himself going.
Yeah, for sure.
You know what I mean? But can he get the whole team going? Can he motivate Russ? I mean, can he motivate Melo? You know what I mean? Can he motivate these other guys? That's the question that I wonder. DJ Big Rock.
I think Russ could, and it's not going. I'm gonna say it again. It's not going to be Houston and Golden State. And don't sleep on Portland. That's all I got to say.
I definitely think Russ is going to really have to sit down before the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
He needs to sit down with Melo, PG, and Billy Donovan and figure out when and where to get his shots. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes if you really just look at him play, and Russ, I love you, bro, but, a lot of times he passes the ball when there's an assist. You know, he holds it, he passes it. He don't really kick it ahead a lot. He don't really make the extra one. A lot of his passes be the score. You know what I'm saying? For the his teammate to score. And I think in order for them to really be successful, he gonna have to get off of it a little bit.
And I agree. And with that said, we want to get ready to wrap up today's show. You know, I definitely had a great time. But before we get out of here, I want to give everybody an opportunity just to talk about what they have going on. You know, V, you first. So talk to me. What's going on with you?
Yeah, let them go first.
What's going on
I
with
need to
you?
think about myself.
I need to think about myself.
That's that light skin privilege, man. And you hear I took. Look here, man. I need to think about myself. Let the lady talk, man. You know.
Cap, talk to us.
Hall of Fame.
I appreciate it. First, you guys can follow me on Instagram and most social outlets at Kappa, CAPPA 23. I have a project it's called finnafight.com, and it's to help a young lady who has been diagnosed with cancer, pay for her treatment through, just art pieces that she drew for me on clothing that we're selling off a website. And also I have
What's that website?
www.finnafight.com.
Okay.
And you also can catch me tomorrow. I'll be downtown fighting for gun violence. Obviously from Chicago, the city is crazy, and my family has been plagued with it for like the last 10, 12 years. We lost like 4 family members to gun violence. So it's very special to me. You can catch me down at the rally talking from 1 to 1:30. So, those are the 2 things that I'm really working on.
Hey, that's amazing. Young age.
Right now, I'm really getting involved into player development on a grassroots level. Also, when I work with Ansar on a professional level, I'm sorry. And, so personal and player development. And you can follow me on Instagram, Hamid Ford, and the number 2. And that's about it. And
Spell your name for him, man.
HAMID Ford, FORD. And we finna get this Unusual Suspect show lit.
Yes.
DJ Big Ra.
Yeah, you can follow me at The Real DJ BIGRA. No spaces, no underscores, no dashes. I'm DJing all around the planet, trying to get that thing going.
Other planets?
The planet.
Okay.
I didn't say planets. The planet. Yo, at DJ Big Ra, Instagram, Rashad Alameen, Facebook. You want to get in touch, you're trying to book something, RAA360 at me.com. And Unusual Suspects is in the building. And that's what it is.
V.
Yo, we got a lot of big things going on this summer. Getting ready to drop the historic Negro League Baseball apparel this experience here in LA Live. Looking forward to that. We got our healthy living products coming out that we're trying to introduce to the NFL and NBA with some professional athletes. That'll be out on LuckySoulUSA.com. So I'm looking forward to that. And outside of that, we're just trying to do good, man. We're trying to help people in need. That's about it.
Answer, Alameen, I just found out that we added a few more minutes, so we're gonna keep going. But we're gonna finish up this part, and we'll edit it, for the actual show. But regardless, I'm still gonna close it out, and then we'll get right back into it because Cap missed a few things. So, Answer, Alameen, like I said, I'm pretty excited about the summer. I'm gonna have a great group of guys that's here ready to train. For pre-draft, and then during the summertime, and then. Cap, I'm gonna steal her, and she gonna come work with us so she can actually, we can really make that happen with her crossing my man all the way to the floor.
Like that 8th grader gonna do?
Like my man gonna do. Exactly. Exactly. So, But you can follow me, Answer Alameen. But we really gonna build up everything, like you said, with Unusual Suspects. So you can just look us up on Twitter, and that's all good.
I want to say one more thing. Ansar, quit being modest, man. You gotta let them know you got player development over 60 NBA players.
Like pisses me off when you
with that humble. But I wanted to say one more thing. Also, any artists out there, I got a great project I'm doing. I'm taking submissions again. The God album. I'm getting ready to drop that from my DJ side. Any rap, R&B, electronic, or even reggae. I'm putting out a brand new project. I'm going to teach them how to attain publishing and get all of their money. I'm not going to make any money off of this. It's strictly for the artists. God, that's the G-O-D, gift of discovery. I want all new talent. Show people how to get it done.
And that's it. Unusual Suspects.
Yeah.
Now we're getting right back into it. We're gonna go back up to the top because we got a few more minutes. You know what I mean? Cappy missed the discussion about the Houston Rockets and James Harden. You know, James Harden and LeBron MVP part. Like, if you had to pick right now today, Cap, you had to pick James Harden, who's having an amazing season, LeBron James in his 15th season, doing what he's doing. And let me give you the numbers just so everybody know. James Harden averaging 31 points a game, 8.7 assists per game, 5.3 rebounds, 1.8 steals, 0.7 blocks, 4.3 turnovers per game. LeBron James, 15th season, 27.4 points per game, 9.1 assists, 8.6 rebounds, 1.5 steals, a block, and he's also averaging 4.3 turnovers per game. This is what's going on in his 15th season, Cap. I need to know what you think.
I mean, I hear the analytics, but at the end of the day, I think when you base MVP, you base off performance. You know what I mean? Like, and for me, just looking on the outside in, watching the NBA games, I'm going to have to go with James Harden. He's been the most exciting player this season. It's not really a discussion, a topic. He's done things this year, that we've seen, but then we've seen him blossom to a whole different player this year. And you have to thank his teammates, especially the Chris Paul move. It was really good for him. And he helped him get to that MVP level.
And
you need teammates like that.
And I'm with you, and those are very valid points. LeBron James has had basically a whole new team come in.
That was his fault, though.
Okay, I respect that.
James Harden had a 60-point triple-double.
He recruited all those players as the man in Cleveland.
And he said, and what did he tell him? He said, hey, man, I haven't played with an all-star in a while. You mean all those guys was gone, and it was just him. And look at what he's doing night in, night out. Now, James Harden is getting it cracking. I will never take anything away from him.
But you have to, I don't know. I mean, I hear you.
I hear you talking all that hot shit over there.
I'm just saying, like, LeBron, we've seen the same things over and over. I think the year that he won MVP in the finals, that was his year. You know what I mean? And when you have players that work so hard throughout the course of the season and the preparation before, like, to be taken away for a political reason, I don't think that's okay. You know what I mean? Like, it happened to me in the WNBA in 2010. And I'm okay to talk about it now, but before, I'm just like, it has to not be about the politics all the time because as an athlete, we put so much work into it. Like hours that maybe most people don't get to see.
Yeah. But, okay, now let's look at the politics. You talked about the politics. It is said that the year that Derrick Rose won the MVP, LeBron should have won it, but he didn't get it because of those same politics that we're talking about.
No. When Derrick Rose won, he won MVP.
Is that some Chicago bias?
Of course, but that's
okay, cool.
But it's the truth, though. It's the truth.
You know what? At least you're real about the Chicago bias.
We've never seen it again, have we? We've never seen Derrick Rose perform like that ever again.
Okay, well, let me ask you a question then. So the year Steve Nash got it, you had Shaq and Kobe that could have got that one.
I mean, Steve Nash is special, though. I'll give it to him.
Wait a minute, man.
I've been in the gym with him. I'm saying.
Okay.
I'm going to say this, right?
And she pushed the mic away at that moment. I'm walking off.
I've been in the gym with the
I think we need to give a little more credit, and James Harden should be the MVP.
I 100% agree with that.
And all of that. But let's not discredit D'Antoni. He's producing MVPs.
D'Antoni.
D'Antoni.
No, he has no D.
Stop messing with D'Antoni.
It's a fact. His offense is producing. But you put me in there, I might get an all-star.
Hold on. Let's get back to that. So you telling me Steve Nash should have got that second MVP, though? I just find that so hard to believe.
Hold on. But here's the thing. Y'all just talked about the system. And it's just like I can't think of the quarterback's name, but you in an offense, you put somebody in a run and shoot offense, they're gonna have a lot of yards. They're gonna have all this, and he sets them up for this. Now it has to. You put up numbers.
Can you look up Steve Nash's number that year, please? While we
I think the NBA needs to become a little more consistent with their MVP selection.
Yes,
because if you're gonna give it to the best player on the best team,
James
live
Harden.
by that, and it should be James Harden.
Russ wasn't on the best team last year, and he got it.
When Kobe got it, he wasn't on the best team.
But he was stop it.
And
but we forgotten what that guy was.
What's the consistency of the award?
I personally don't think it should be the best player on the best team. I think it should be the best performance across the board all year.
Yeah, fact.
That's what I think.
Yeah, I believe that too.
And what about the performance that LeBron is doing on the night? They can't even take him out of the game.
No, it's great. It's second to James though. Like LeBron is doing remarkable stuff.
You don't think so?
I think we're a little biased because it's 15 years in and he's still doing it.
Okay. Thank you, man. This was a great show. I want to definitely thank Cappy for coming through. I want to thank Young H, DJ Big Rock, V. Thank y'all for coming. You know what I mean? I want y'all to stay tuned for new episodes that are coming soon. Don't forget, download Dash Radio app. We out of here. Thank you.
Did you clap? Aww. Aww. I hit her with that. Hey, I don't even wear hats in Chicago. I don't know. No game related. I thought you said gang. I'm like, no. Did that have something to do with Chicago? Is there anybody? She said, oh, of course.
Real though?
Yeah, they're gonna edit it.
They're going to edit that out.
He thought we was on a break. That's why.
Yeah.
He's like, what kind of breaks y'all taking?
You want to keep it break
Yeah.
It was fast because I thought we... Because of the time.
Oh, no, it ain't like that.
No.
Pardon me, excuse me.
Yeah.
Chat.
The real thing is a little different than the demo, ain't it?
Yeah. I thought we did better.
Y'all did all right. I'm
Somebody
a critic.
show wasn't listening. He would have came in and just interrupt this program.
I didn't know y'all was going to bring the whole Fat Albert's gang either. You know what I mean? Y'all brought the whole squad, but that's how it goes sometimes.
Fat Albert ain't had no light-skinned people.
Yeah, we back on that.
Fat Albert, who was light-skinned with a curly, and it was all nappy head.